You may have shown up to a local restaurant lately and found its lobby closed for the day. More than likely, the reason has to do with a shortage of staff. The pandemic proving to have a lasting impact on the labor force, especially those in the leisure and hospitality sector. Workers simply have not returned, leaving managers struggling to fill several entry-level positions. And this is something our Bill Churchwell has actually been taking a deep dive into. It's part of your series, Help Needed. So what have you learned?
Well, we've seen a number of places that simply couldn't survive and had to close because of the pandemic. Fajitas and now Hamlin Pharmacy both come to mind. The president of the Coastal Bend Restaurant Association calling it one of the most challenging times for those trying to recover. At the Good and Crisp Chicken on Padre Island,
Will you push the chicken to me?
Liberty Golay is feeling the heat.
You said how long on the gizzards?
The manager for the fast food restaurant has found herself spending more time at work rather than at home.
I'm here anywhere from 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night.
And she doesn't see it slowing down anytime soon. The reason is hard to miss.
I have them everywhere.
Talking about those now hiring signs she's had up since the pandemic.
I can't get people to come in and apply. 3 or 4 people that have come in and worked, and then they're looking for something out of the food industry. I get them for approximately 6 to 8 months, and then I lose them.
This business isn't alone in the struggle to find good workers. Over the last month, there were 700 jobs added right here in the area to the leisure and hospitality industry.
Definitely a lack of labor force compared to what we had before the pandemic.
Glenn Muir is the owner of the Angry Marlin, one of 2 restaurants he runs here on the island. He's also the president of the Coastal Bend Restaurant Association. He says too many job openings, not enough workers, has employers competing.
I think we can all try to guess or theorize why the workforce has changed, but the reality is that it just has.
So what's the solution?
Create incentives, hiring bonuses, ways to try to get people to come and do an interview with, looking at your business and trying to evaluate where you can motivate people once they're employed.
According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the workforce crisis is slowing the nation's economic recovery. In a November 2021 poll, out of 529 people, more than 1 in 10 have left multiple jobs during the pandemic. A third want and expect to switch industries. And a hiring bonus of $1,000 remains the top incentive to get more folks on board.
Can I get a 20, please?
Meanwhile, Golay is currently down 5 front-end positions and a cook. She's also doing what she can to fill the gaps, even recruiting family to lend a helping hand.
One person is sick, it tremendously takes a toll on us. I mean, there's times we've had to close the lobby.
Golay's hopeful things will get better. Her goal is to get the empty spots filled by the summer rush and recruit part-time students who will be out for summer break, thus giving her
How long do we have on chicken?
a much-needed day off. Now, Muir says one of the ways the Restaurant Association is working to fill those worker shortages is through government. Recently, the organization sent one of its members to Washington, D.C. to help lobby to pass new legislation called the Essential Workers for Economic Advancement Act, to have extended visas for people to come and work in the U.S. Leslie?
Wow, and whenever you see all those numbers like you had in that report, it really puts it into perspective. And this was just night 2 of the series of projects you kind of have related to the same subject.
And coming up tomorrow night, you will hear from a local teacher who decided to quit halfway through the school year in order to go back to school herself.
Wow, well, Bill, thank you so much. We were looking forward to that report. Some other